A bowl of fresh, cool water for my roommate. This is Fridolin, my rabbit sheep. I had to cast the transformation spell during my mage training, and this is the result. There's no way I'm taking the bowl with me. I mean, how am I supposed to put a bowl of water into my pocket without getting my robe soaking wet? It's not like I can just carry anything around. But I could use the bowl here in the room. Do you want some water, Fridolin? He seems to be hungry more than anything. The teddy is just, a keepsake and some moral support from home. Soft and cuddly moral support. The bed is pretty cozy. It's so cozy that Fridolin is curled up in it. But that's okay. Friends share. And he lets me sleep at the foot end. Mages use balls like this to communicate over long distances. Master Marcus explained it to me. He'll know how I can tame those unruly students. So, what was that number again? 64731?
Hello.
Ah! Oh, wrong number! My wand. The King of Thieves got it for me during my mage training. He and the other rats have been tirelessly helping to rebuild the city in recent months. They work closely with the Archmage, albeit mostly in secret. I still haven't figured out exactly how it works. Sometimes it performs the most amazing magic, and sometimes it can't even perform the simplest of tasks. Archmage Alistair's promised to have a look at it sometime. Maybe it has a loose connection or something. This is my contract, signed by the Archmage. I'm the first teacher in the School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, at least the first since the school reappeared. Master Marcus and the Archmage were so busy rebuilding the city that no one had the opportunity to teach me anything about teaching. This box was in a shop window down in the city. I thought it might be useful. After all, there are children with magic wands on it. But unfortunately, it just seems to be a bunch of those tricks, like that old one with Mr. Wupperman, the top hat and the rabbit. Short white rope, a pair of dice, playing cards, and a guide on how to lead people up the garden path. That's just not right. Real magic or none at all. It can't be healthy in the long run for Fridolin to always eat parchment and old scrolls. Perhaps he'd like the pet food I bought. This has to be the oldest shoe I've ever seen. It's so old it's even lost its ability to stink. That's strange. There's paper in the bottom of the shoe. Oh, maybe the shoe has a hole and the paper is supposed to protect the wearer from getting wet feet. It's a sheet from a book. It's folded in the middle and printed on both sides. That equals 4 pages. It wasn't torn out. It looks more like the glue weakened and the sheet fell out. I'll just take it with me. A beautiful golden ear trumpet. One of my predecessors must have laid it up there. A very tall predecessor. It looked like this before I ever moved in. Generations of teachers must have left their stuff here. I like it. The school has a history and, when I have time, I'll rummage through it. These are the aviator goggles that my granddad gave me before my first trip to Seastone. Well, a pair of aviator goggles. The original pair was lost when Granddad fired me out of the cannon. Okay, we'll do it like this. I'll give you some delicious pet food, and you give me my notebook back. Okay, buddy? All right, me first. notebook, please. Hey, I thought we had a deal. I've thought a few times about whether I should try to fully transform Friedlin into a sheep or back into a rabbit. But he seems to be quite happy the way he is, and I'm afraid that I might accidentally transform him into an elephant or a skunk or a dog. A folded sheet from a book. A total of 4 pages were printed on it. Maybe I can lure Friedlin away from my notepad. That's it. That's all there is. Hey, Friedlin, look! Food! All you have to do is hop over here and get it. Wow! My rabbit sheep has superpowers. But now the food is gone and Friedlin is still hungry. Ah, no wonder I didn't do it right. It says, space-saving instant dry food. Soak in water before feeding. Ah, crap. How about some water to wash the food down? That's what I thought. Food was pretty dry, right? See how well I take care of you? Then maybe we could talk about my notebook. Oops. I'll read the instructions next time, promise. Sorry. The way he looks at the moment, he could give Bertram, the world's fattest hamster, a run for his money. But he'll get back to normal. A short nap and he'll be right as rain. It says, Master Marcus, only in emergencies, 64179. This is definitely an emergency. I'm losing my students' respect before I even had it. Well, 64117 and 9. Hopefully this will work this time.
Yes? Hello?
Master Marcus!
Wilbur, what is it?
Well, there's this boy who was naughty and cheeky and he doesn't listen to me.
Wilbur, you're a teacher now. Of course the students are naughty and outrageous. You have to assert yourself.
I've only been a teacher for a few days and I'm all alone. And the school is eerie and there's no textbooks and no one wants to learn anything and...
Wilbur, no one expects you to be the perfect teacher right away. Wake your students' enthusiasm for magic. That would be a good start.
How can I inspire my students? I don't know anything about the history of magic.
Obviously not. Otherwise you would know that you'll never attract anyone with that subject.
But it's in the curriculum.
Oh, bugger the curriculum. Do what you're good at. Cast spells. Fill them with wonder. Make them want to be able to do the same.
But I don't know how.
Wilbur, you conjured a sheep out of a hat, and you didn't know how to do that either. Go out there and knock them dead. Let the magic do the work. You may not know what you're doing, but you're doing it.
Just do some magic.
Just do some magic.
Your brother called me a natural talent. I am really quite good at magic, right?
You did some incredible things during your training.
I just wish I could control the magic better. Sometimes it just bubbles out of me and other times, nothing.
I think that will come with time. And if not, you will have to rely on your ingenuity.
Why do I have to teach here all alone? Why aren't there any other teachers?
Many mages died during the war. There are only a few of us left. And most of those who survived are now pursuing more lucrative activities. Alchemy, ghost hunting, children's birthday parties.
But training new mages is important. If the rest are just out for the gold, then who will take care of the next generation?
Being a teacher is an important and honourable task, Wilbur, even when others fail to appreciate that.
If it's such an important task, why aren't you teaching at this school?
Politics. My brother is the Archmage, and he's in the middle of an election campaign. If he were to give his own brother a job, well, his opponents would just love that. But I'm not angry. I did my part. I trained mages when no one else would. And I found the most talented gnome mage the world has ever seen.
Apparently there was a powerful gnome mage a long time ago. Did he kill any dragons?
According to legend, the last of the great dragons, Gremma, was defeated by a gnome.
That's the one I mean. What was that gnome's name?
No one knows. He arrived at a time of great need and saved the people of the Southlands by accomplishing the impossible. Then he disappeared without a trace.
Wow. But one of my students asked me for his name.
Then he probably wanted to lead you up the garden path. Some students want to find your weaknesses and see how far they can go. Don't take any guff.
Thanks for your help, Master Marcus. I'll get through the lesson one way or another, and now I'll get back in touch, okay?
Sorry, but no, Wilbur. You caught me packing. I'm off to spend 2 exciting weeks with a couple of friends.
What, you got on vacation? Well, now?
Maybe it's more than just a holiday. I sold the mage school, as you know. I want to start something new. Finally do what I really want to do. Role-playing games.
Role-playing games?
Live role-playing games. They start in a few days. We leave the normal world of magic, monsters and dungeons behind and immerse ourselves in a fantasy world. I play a removals contractor who is caught in a traffic jam with his truck and must therefore spend a night in a motel. Can you imagine what adventures could be waiting there for me?
But I thought being a teacher was really important, and...
That it is! Have fun!
Master Marcus! Hello! Come on, Wilbur. You can do it. You can inspire your students. That's better.
So what about the magic runes?
No one knows the name of the gnome that defeated Gremma. Nice try. Feet off the desk, or I'll make it bite them off. Enough with history of magic. Let's cast some spells. Fairy games. Doesn't sound bad, right?
Impossible!
Not bad, eh? Wow! That is magic. And here you can learn how to control it. That's it for today. Tomorrow we'll do something else.
Oh, sorry, honey. Get rid of that, will you? I need a word with Mr. Weathervane. Mr. Weathervane, nice to finally meet you in person.
And you are?
How very precious. I rather thought it'd be wise to watch out for you, Mr. Weathervane.
Why watch out for me?
You only play the innocent little country yokel. I always knew that. Your patron, Archmage Alistair, will not win the election against me. Did you know that we're only 3 points behind him in the latest polls?
No, I wasn't aware of that. How may I help you?
Help me? One of the Archmage's top men wants to help me. You know how the game is played, don't you, Withervane?
What game?
Things are heating up. The House of Cards is starting to collapse. I know it, and Alistair knows it too. We both lie low, waiting for the other to make a mistake. And he has made the first.
What mistake did the Archmage make?
He hired you. A gnome with a fake diploma issued by none other than the Archmage's brother Marcus.
I earned my diploma honestly. I have passed all 3 of the exams and...
Gnomes know nothing of magic. Everyone knows that. And you've never taught before.
But Archmage Alistair believes in me.
As the head mage, he appoints the professors. But I'm the merchant council leader and I assign the administrative posts. Headmaster Block will reveal your incompetence and the newspapers will report on the Archmage's dubious personnel policy before the election.
You shouldn't have just shot my fairy.
Do not underestimate me, Mr. Withervane. I am very well aware that those are not fairies. Cobolus Vergastus, flying kobolds. Don't tell me you conjured them up yourself.
Yes, I did. All 5 of them.
Amazing! Powerful magic is needed to manifest living creatures. That is why most necromancers only reanimate skeletons. Dead matter can be much more easily controlled, as of course you know. Or should know.
The new headmaster. Who is he?
Horatius Block. A good man, very correct and very strict.
If he can help this school return to its former glory, I look forward to working with him.
Former glory? This old ruin, it was already run down back in my day. And wherever it was for the last 20 years, it definitely looks like they didn't have any cleaners.
My friend, Archmage Alistair, is better suited to bring the city and the country back into shape than anyone else.
Oh, you believe that? He is a great mage. Anyone who doubts that is mad. And he was a great leader during the war, most of the time. But what we need now is someone who understands the economy.
And that's you?
I am a rich and successful merchant. I have rich and successful friends. Who could be better suited to making others rich and successful?
Alistair would step down for you if he believed that.
You know what? I actually believe you're right. Strange, isn't it? How little he worries about defending his power.
So I guess it's all been said, hasn't it?
Indeed. You're on a sinking ship, Withervane, but I could still be convinced to throw you a life preserver.
I trust the Archmage.
Then, Mr. Withervane, you shall perish with him. Here, elect Sybil Van Buren. She knows how to get it done. Come along, honey, we're leaving.
There aren't any of these in my book of fairy tales, Mama.
I know, honey. Who wants to look at something that ugly?
Can you turn him into a unicorn? Or the Cheshire Cat? Or the Frog Prince?
This is the desk that Chantal, the daughter of the council leader, and little Timmy share. Hard to imagine 2 students being any more different. Chantal is only here because of its tradition in her family, and I don't think she really cares about magic or has any real talent for it. Timmy, though, well, he is eager to learn and was so excited the last few days. It's for students like him that we have to get this school back up and running. Oh, Chantal forgot her book. Seems to be a book of fairy tales, but one of the tackier kinds. My dad used to read me fairy tales when I was a kid. The bloodthirstiest, most cruel, creepy, proper fairy tales. I'll just leave it there. Chantal can take it tomorrow. I don't know who that boy was. He was a right pain in the arse. However, he seemed to understand a great deal about magic, and if I managed to teach him some manners, he could be an excellent student. Generations of students have left their mark, especially in the form of little pictures and sayings carved into wood. Here's a particularly long one. For all drifters and troublemakers, condemned to write the same sentence on the board over and over again, no problem. Cast the automation spell on the piece of chalk and it does it all the work for you. Bartholomew. Hey, aye, that's cheating. Pretty clever though. The spell carved into wood down there, I'll just write it down. A pencil case. A ruler. Nothing special. When the school disappeared 20 years ago, obviously no one looked after the animals. Expected consequences, really. I don't need the whole skeleton, but a sharp-pointed bone like this might just prove useful. The last time a fire burned in this was before the school disappeared 20 years ago. And even if I could, I shouldn't start a fire in it anyway. The flue was broken, and the smoke would fill the entire classroom. A little ash, but also some unburned waste. Here's a sheet of paper. Another book page. Or more precisely, another folded sheet of paper upon which 4 pages have been printed. When I look at the page numbers on the first sheet and on this sheet, it seems there are at least 5 sheets missing. Looks like someone wanted to start a fire and burn the book pages. Lucky for me, they failed. The mixing of potions is an important part of magic. It's a bit like cooking, except a stew doesn't kill you if you add the wrong ingredient. Or if it's stirred wrong. It didn't let me down this time, though. It worked even better than I expected. It was like it wanted to conjure. I could hardly keep it under control. Teachers are traditionally paid in apples. I got this one myself, because I didn't want to spend my first day without an apple. I wanted to ask the Archmage whether good teachers can expect any other form of payment than apples. But when he showed me the beautiful contract with the seal and all that, it just didn't seem to be the right time to talk about gold. This book looks very old and important. Half the class had runny noses, most were recaptured. This is the roll book where the teacher writes down any unusual events. Plus 5 points for defeating a troll, minus 50 for leaving your dorm at night. Maybe young Harry is right, that seems a little unbalanced. Whoa, school must have been more competitive back then. Ooh, crazy drawings and symbols. That must be really high magic. Only the wisest mages can understand all that. Unusual. This device looks more like ordinary engineering than it does magic. Most magical devices have lots of golden parts, elaborate decorations, and bells and whistles, just the way the mages like them. This one could easily come from a gnome workshop. What does it say? The apparatus that corrupted student Allardyce. A warning to those who do not want to accept the limits of magic. It seems a student by the name of Allardyce made this apparatus and it brought him grief. I don't know why. Compared to the things lying around back home in Gnome Hole, this apparatus doesn't look particularly dangerous. The little fellas look like they've got nothing but mischief in mind. I hope they don't get into too much trouble. I suspect that some sort of strange magical creatures were kept in the cages. Students, for example. No? With a little luck, I can get through the day without causing an explosion. I don't know exactly why the council leader left the brochures lying here. It was agreed that children can't vote. First, they wanted to base eligibility to vote on size, which of course led to resistance among us gnomes and the dwarves. And then they said weight should be decisive. The more you weigh, the more weighty your vote. But then the trolls and ogres would have been overrepresented. In the end, they agreed on a minimum age. However, there are still arguments because rats, undead children, and other minorities can never vote. Oh, most of the plants have dried up. No one looked after them. Only this plant must have found a water source somewhere. Perhaps one of the windows has a leak. It gives you hope to know that something beautiful and Ah! Ugh! Master Marcus's number won't help me anymore. Introduction to magic, sheep breeding and care, statistics. That seems to be some kind of timetable. Well, as long as I'm the only teacher, most of these subjects won't get taught. It appears they wanted to replicate the fish's natural habitat as exactly as possible, including miniature treasure chests, just like the ones frequently found in the sea. Hey, some old coins. Maybe one of my predecessors had a vicious fish guard his retirement fund. Archmage! Remy!
If it isn't our newest professor. How was your first class, Wilbur?
Great! I conjured up a few kobolds and the students loved it.
Ah, well done. That's the right thing to do. You've already pretty much won the battle, Wilbur. Once they want to learn, they will. I wanted to pay Horatius Bloch, the new headmaster, a first visit and see how the school's doing.
That's very nice of you. But don't you have more important things to do?
Well, it's my old school. I once walked these halls as a child myself.
What the Archmage doesn't want to tell you is that something is wrong here. For a few days he has sensed the presence of something evil.
What do you mean you sense something evil?
Everything we do and think leaves a trace. You know how you sometimes shudder when you enter a place where great evil has been done? Dark magic leaves a particularly strong trace, like a bad smell.
And it smells like dark magic around here?
I first felt it a few days ago. First in the lower town, then in the upper town, and now here at the school.
Where did it come from? I mean, do you know who's responsible?
I don't. The trace dissipates. There is too much wild magic in the air here in the school.
We must keep our eyes open at all times. Good detective work will serve us better in this case than some hocus pocus.
So what's he like, the new headmaster?
He's no mage, that's for certain.
He is an agent of the council leader.
First and foremost, he is a reliable official with principles, Remy. The council leader of the merchants did appoint him, and he may advocate her policies. Yet I do not believe he will conspire against us. He is stern, but upright.
Did you see the way he looked at me? Like I was vermin. No, I tell you. The council leader has hired him for one reason and one reason only. He is supposed to make life difficult for our Wilbur here.
Am I being set up to fail so they can put the blame on you, Archmage?
Ah, if that's their plan, then they have already lost.
How's the campaign coming along? I hope we're winning.
We're still in the lead.
But our margin is shrinking. Van Buren's bigwig cronies are throwing tons of gold into her election campaign.
How are things in the town? Have things calmed down?
Not really. The barricades are getting higher and the camp is getting larger.
People are getting impatient, and who could blame them? The war is over, yet everyone is doing worse and worse.
But you're doing your best, Archmage.
It takes time, Wilbur. The deeper the wounds, the longer they need to heal. And nothing causes deeper wounds than war.
We must deliver results. Most still trust Alistair, but the mood could swing. Then we would not only lose the election, we would have a riot on our hands.
The council chairman was here. She picked up her daughter from my class.
Ah, terrible person.
She has great influence, and she has friends in high places.
She could also use her influence to do good, too. So why is she trying to bring you down?
She believes that that would be a good thing, Wilbur. Almost no one wants to do evil. There are just very different views on what is evil and what is good.
I think I'll go see the headmaster. Goodbye, Archmage. Bye, Remy.
Goodbye, Wilbur. Don't let them intimidate you.
I'll do my best, and I won't give up.
I know.
You go on ahead, I'll be along in a minute. I want to talk to you in private, Wilbur. There are problems.
That bit about dark magic all over the city does not sound good.
It's not just that. I think the Archmage's life is in danger.
What?
There was an attack, or there may have been one. Alistair insists it was a coincidence, but how often do heavy gargoyles just break off the mage tower when he is standing below them? I have assigned as many rats as I can spare to guard him, but you must also keep your eyes open, Wilbur.
Me?
Not only is something going on in the city, something is happening in the school too. We need information. We need to find out who is behind all this.
I hear Alistair's finally appointed you head of the Secret Service. From King of Thieves to high public office, eh?
Absolutely. Made quite a stir. It is the first time a rat has ever officially held an official government position. More than a few are of the opinion that with so many humans out of work, rats should not receive any jobs at all.
But nobody knows the city like you rats do. You really helped me out during my last adventure. You brought me potion ingredients and my fantastic magic wand.
And you saved Timmy and my entire clan from starvation. We'll never forget that, Wilbur Weathervane.
Timmy was a great help during my first lesson this morning.
Yes, he has done well. He absolutely wants to be a mage, just like his role model.
Just like the Archmage.
No, just like the hero of the Black Tower. For Timmy and many others, you are one of the heroes who ended the war.
Oh, me? Then it's best I talk to the headmaster and ask him what I should do for him.
Whatever it is, just do it and act inconspicuous. But keep your eyes open for anything unusual while you do so. Well, things that look unusual even in an enchanted mage school.
Got it.
Why don't we meet down at the inn after work? Then we can exchange news.
Oh, I just hope Headmaster Block doesn't keep me busy all night.
Oh, you'll be fine. You defeated the Shadow Army, never forget that.
Yeah, just back then I wasn't alone. We carried loads of rubbish out of the school. I guess we must have overseen those. I'll take them with me. Done is done. A lever. No idea what it does. A lever. No idea what it does. When I first arrived at the school a few days ago, I got a real fright when I first saw it. I mean, I knew about armor from books, but if you imagine that there's a real person inside, and has been for decades, ew. That's silly. Whoever's in the armor would have died a long time ago. Unless it's a ghost. Maybe the tapestry shows who the knights served. I don't know much about these things, unfortunately. We didn't have knights in the White Ridge Mountains. Probably they sank in the snow. The tapestry's in a miserable condition, like everything here. The colours are faded and... Hey, there's even a loose thread. The tapestry seems to be magic. At first the thread was very short, but now it's at least 4 paces long. I'll rip it off and take it with me. You can never have enough magic thread. I could pull the thread through the hook at the end of the bone and use it as a kind of a needle. It worked! And I can even sew! Mum showed me while Dad was teaching Sydney how to weld. The school's not in the best condition. The worst of the rubbish has been disposed of, but it will still take weeks before everything is clean and tidy. Wow, this isn't dust and dirt. It's like the funk of 40,000 years. It's rock art. As if thousands of feet have trampled it into the floor. Even though no one's been here for 20 years. Or at least as far as I know. The school's not in the best... The school looked terrible when it reappeared. It took days before we could move freely on the ground floor. Don't even want to think about upstairs. The school's not in the best condition. And now... What's this? Another book page. I'll take it with me. Whoever wants to be rich and successful should trust the rich and successful. Headmaster Block.
Ah, Professor Weathervane. There you are at last. I have some tasks for you.
I look forward to us working together.
I'll be frank, Professor Weathervane. You have a mage diploma, but have not completed the tests required in order to work as a teacher. Attested credentials, a written application, nothing. You are only here on the Archmage's recommendation.
That's right. But there's currently a shortage of mages, and everyone must do their best.
Do their best is well and good, but it does not replace the formal and mandatory training for teachers of higher magic.
But the Archmage Alistair trusts me to teach here at the school.
Well, yes. Mages have a well-known penchant for chaos. I'm still trying to get an overview. The records management in this school defies description. Council Leader Van Buren wants to reorganize this educational institution and finally bring structure into the place, and she has my full support. Correct management of the teaching records must once again become the teaching staff's primary task. That is the only possible way to institute efficient control of learning and teaching methods.
I may have no formal training as a teacher, but I managed to thrill my students in the very first hour. I performed a spell, and you could really see the way they caught fire. Not literally, of course. It wasn't a fire spell or anything of that sort.
You performed a spell?
Yes. And now they want to learn to do the same. They want to learn.
According to my records, history of magic was on the syllabus.
Yes, but...
Professor Weathervane, crucial to our success in teaching is that we provide students with a stable, reliable framework and adhere to the curriculum exactly.
Yes, but the students...
Had you enjoyed proper training, you would have known that. I will note this failure in your file, and in the future you will stick to the curriculum, dear colleague.
You mentioned tasks earlier, Headmaster?
Yes, you have 2 tasks. As you know, the Archmage is coming early tomorrow to officially inaugurate the school. Important political and business personages will be attending, and as you can assumedly see, the school is not in a presentable condition. Council Leader Van Buren has hired a caretaker, but he cannot do the work alone. Your tasks are to help him clean the floor in the entrance hall and remove the cobwebs by tomorrow.
You want me to sweep the hall and get rid of the cobwebs? Is that really my job as a teacher?
Yes, indeed. A school is a team endeavor, so that means you have to do what I tell you.
If you told me to get rid of the flying kobolds, that I would have understood.
What did you say? Flying kobolds? If there are flying kobolds infesting the place, they must be got rid of too. See to it, Weathervane. Floor, cobwebs, flying kobolds, fix them.
And apart from cleaning, what else is there to do?
The inventory has revealed that a number of items of school property have gone missing. Among other things, the school library.
The whole library has gone missing.
That is correct. I asked the Archmage about the matter, and he confirmed to me that the room was there before. He does not know where it is now. He said something about its being in hiding, perhaps, or away traveling. I think it's unseemly. I want that room. We are a school, and we need a library.
Agreed. But where should I start looking?
That I cannot tell you. You are the mage.
You support the council leader in the election, right?
Indeed I do. We need to build up an extensive bureaucracy and boost the economy as quickly as possible. To me, the council leader appears to be a more logical choice than a mage. But do not worry, Weathervane. I don't blame you for your political naivete. As a school headmaster, I am neutral and always act according to school rules. And of course, political influence in schools is prohibited.
Tell that to Council Leader Van Buren.
What's that?
Oh, it's one of the campaign brochures the council leader put in my classroom.
I'll take care of it.
You ask a lot. I don't know if I can get all this done by tomorrow morning.
By tomorrow morning? You have until 72 o'clock.
72 o'clock?
I have developed my own efficient metric system of measuring time. A day has 100 hours, consisting of 100 minutes, with 100 seconds each. Everything else is too confusing.
So, I don't even have until tomorrow morning?
For a properly qualified teacher, even the impossible poses no problem. Or should I note in your file that you do not feel up to the tasks assigned you?
No, I'll do it.
Very good. And then you can call it a day and prepare tomorrow's lessons.
One thing's clear. Headmaster Block wants me to fail, but I won't disappoint the Archmage. And secondly, I like this school. And a school library would be great for the students. And third, the work the headmaster has given me is the perfect opportunity to keep my eyes open for Remy. A display case documenting the achievements of pupils of the school. Some sports trophies, pictures of slain dragons, pupils in front of smouldering pots. Pride of Place seems to go to a trophy won in a broom ball tournament. Broom ball originally went by a different name. It was played on broomsticks using 6 winged balls. But there were legal complications. That's why today resembles nothing more than soccer, except that each player has a broom strapped to their back. The display case can't be opened like that. It's locked. A nice pair of bellows. They really get a fire going. When my family wanted to forge something at home, I was in charge of the bellows. You are the most important gnome in this matter, they often used to say to me. It says Fireplace Travel Network Map. It shows a lot of fat black dots connected by lines. Above each of the dots is a name: Seastone, Mage Tower, Entrance Hall, Coaching Inn, Fox's Den, and many more. 3 animal symbols are located beneath each of the dots. I've heard about this. Wizards use a powder to travel through the fire in one fireplace to the fire in another. Of course, this doesn't just work with any fireplace. It must be on the Fireplace Travel Network. And this plan shows which fireplaces are connected to which. This must be the best clock in the world. Most only have 2 or 3 hands. This one has at least 10. I don't really know what the clock wants to tell me, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't just show the time. There's so much to discover. I wish I could stay here forever. What an impressive fireplace. If it were lit, it would be warm in here in no time. What an impressive... A neat pile of firewood. It's really cold in here. I'm going to light a small fire, okay?
Do you intend to burn school property?
No, There's some firewood right here.
Yes, and it belongs to the school.
Oh, sure. Oh, how pretty! A swan folded from a piece of paper. This is origami, an ancient elf art form. The dwarven word for this art form means something like pointy ears build dust catchers out of paper because they can't deal with stone. Hey, this isn't just some sheet of paper, it's... Sorry, Swan. It is! Another book page. I'll take it with me. Whoa, the new caretaker troll. Hello. Hello. I'm Wilbur Weathervane. Professor Wilbur Weathervane.
Yeah.
I teach, so I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. If you were to talk to me, we could work together to accomplish much more for the school. Come on. I demand that you talk to me.
Oh, great. Someone else to make demands around here.
What are you doing?
What does it look like?
It looks like you're cleaning the hall. Well, now and then. A little.
Yep, it's my job. I'm a janitor. What of it?
You've been a caretaker for long? What exactly are your duties?
I run the place.
Oh,
Nothing here works without me. Just no one notices, that's all.
I see. But don't the teachers and the school administration, etc., have a small share in the success of the school, right?
What success? You've had a look round this dump. It's disgusting. All dirty and run down.
Yes, it's quite dirty here, in fact. But isn't it your job to do something about it?
What do you think I'm doing?
Could take a while until you're done cleaning up the mess, right?
If you say so, Mr. Know-it-all.
I bet Council Leader Van Buren got you the job here.
Course, she wanted the best.
Oh, great. I think she'd be perfectly happy if no progress was ever made here at the school.
Know what your problem is? You're a windbag. Bert thinks so too.
Who's Bert?
Buddy of mine, he thinks you're a windbag too.
But I don't even know Bert. Even we just met.
So you're saying I'm lying? That's exactly what Bert, me and the others hate about you.
There is no Bert.
You really live in your own little world, you windbag.
Headmaster Block has ordered you and I to clean the hall and free it of cobwebs.
Already on it?
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to be progressing.
Oh, you can of course do it better.
Not that, only maybe you could use some help. Do you have any other cleaning supplies? A broom, dustpan?
Sure, got it all. But I ain't giving you none. Get your own.
What's your problem? I'm offering you help and saving you a lot of work.
Oh, boo-hoo, crimey.
Look, you were told to clean the entrance hall, I was told to clean the entrance hall. If we work together, it will be faster for both of us. Don't you get it?
Sure, Professor Brain should know. The rest of us are idiots.
I never said that, but it is a fact.
Don't know about anything, but wanna play the big man here, huh?
It is quite obvious that.
No one else is allowed an opinion. We had that here before, you know. Rotten fascist.
I don't want to fight with you.
Your parents are siblings. Yeah, all three of them.
Come on, seriously. I could really use your help. Please.
Can't cope with your life, huh? And now you want me to fix it for you, just like always.
You've never helped me. We don't even know each other.
Oh, the fine gentleman considers himself something better now, and suddenly doesn't know us anymore.
I'm slowly beginning to believe you actually find it funny to wind me up.
Everyone hates me because I'm so cool.
I'm sure they don't.
Yes, they do. People say that I'm arrogant. But how should they know? I wouldn't give them time of day. And you know what beats everything?
No?
A hammer! Ha ha! Idiot.
I'm keeping an eye open for a friend. So please let me know if anything unusual happens in the school. Well, you know, if for example someone's wandering around the school who has no business here, or if things disappear, or, you know, things like that.
There was a penny stuck in the door.
You what?
There was a penny stuck in the door. Wouldn't open.
Ah, that's probably not important.
Did you put the penny in there?
Me? No.
If I find a coin in there, I'm taking you down.
It was nice talking to you. I really don't understand why so many people don't want to talk to trolls.
Arseholes, the lot of them. They don't want us to speak our minds.
And I think that's wrong. That's why I let you.
Yeah, but then you run down everything I say. Who made you sheriff here? This school is going downhill and has been for a long time. Ever since you... and a few others came here, there's been nothing but stress.
Hang on a minute. Isn't this your first day?
Didn't used to be that way. But now everything has to be politically correct, or you get silenced immediately.
Yeah, well, goodbye. Those are the cobwebs the headmaster wants me to get rid of. Not only are there a lot of them, they're much too high for me. When you summon creatures, I've read that you don't really create them, you just call them from somewhere else. I don't know where the kobolds came from, but they don't give me the impression they want to go back there soon. A fairy spells some of the kobolds, but it doesn't say how to send them back. And why did kobolds appear when I summoned fairies? I don't think I'd hit him. I'm not a very good shot with a magic wand. Nothing. Probably hit a hole. The door to the magic school actually consists of several doors. One for the large creatures such as trolls, one for humans and elves and the like. And then there's one for gnomes and dwarves, and one for even smaller beings. That is supposed to symbolize that everyone is welcome in the school. But in reality, graduate mages are almost exclusively human. I'm the first non-human to graduate in many years. Guess that's why my door hinges squeak. I can't leave until I've I don't want to let... If I put a coin into the gap in the door on the same side as the hinges, the door won't open anymore. Done, and the caretaker never twigged. Oi! Stop that! He kissed a picture of the princess. Probably better if I put the book in a safe place. I saved the book of fairy tales from that annoying kobold. But maybe I can use the book to lure him into a trap. What does it say? The app a warn. Master Marcus told me everything I just wish I wasn't. The entire school building is a bit scary. It disappeared overnight and then reappeared just as suddenly once the war ended. There's a lot of magic in these old walls. The stove is always on, for example, and even though I've never put any wood in it. A magical stove is a fine... Ow! That stone is definitely more than just warm. Phew. What's this? A gift? For Wilbur, A. Wow! That's... What is it?
I'm a magic slate.
A talking slate?
I can speak, write, draw, calculate, sing, write poetry, and vibrate. And answer almost any question.
Wow! You look like you're pretty expensive.
Thank you.
And you're a gift. You're mine now.
The gift wrap and greeting card seem to indicate that this is the case.
But who is A?
Insufficient parameters.
Maybe Alistair, the Archmage.
Mordred, Vivian, Leslie, Alistair, Archmage of Seastone.
He probably thought I might need some help. How nice of him. Vivian. Can you be used to play games which appear to be free at first glance, but in the long term empty your pocket and leave you destitute?
No. I am a tool and was not designed for unproductive activities, such as games.
Too bad. I bet you're really useful.
Insufficient parameters.
So let me get this straight. I can write on you, and paint, and... Do you know any spells?
No.
Can you give me any tips on how I can do my tasks?
Unless it's about recipes. Probably not.
I like you anyway. Okay, yeah, over and out. Maybe I can lure him into a trap. Hey, look! That book! Ah! I have you now! Well, sort of. Locked up in a dark place with a book of fairy tales. Time to negotiate. Hello? Can you hear me? I got nothing against you, but you have to leave the school. It's too dangerous here for you, and you're interfering with the routine. I'm going to slowly open the desktop now, and you're going to come out peacefully. Right then. Ah! Ow! Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I should probably make the best of this. I'll just keep him in the pencil case where it's safe. Oh, I think he's woken up, and he's looking for trouble. This little guy's trying to get out of the pencil case. He seems to be pretty annoyed. Maybe it was always a carnivorous plant. But then again, perhaps it adapted to its new environment to survive. Don't worry, little plant. From now on, Ugh, that's disgusting. Oh, that smells like rotten eggs. Oh, like Grandad whenever he's eating bean soup. A fight between a kobold and a troll could be funny, but that's not a good reason, and it might get messy. The moment I have no questions. The moment I have no... I think it's better if I don't sew the pencil case closed. But after all, I'd like to release the poor kobold later on. How can I ever get the hole cleaned up? Oh, hello. Headmaster Block wants to get rid of the kobolds.
Didn't tell me.
But he did tell me, and I want you to help me.
Want whatever you want.
Why are you like that?
Like what?
So unfriendly, destructive, and such an arse.
Troll's troll.
I know why you don't want to help. You can't. You're neither smart enough nor fast enough to catch the kobold.
I can do anything better than you can, that's for sure. But I don't have to prove anything to you.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, however, it would make...
Huh? You talking to...
Things... Is that all you want? Just to be a right pain in the arse all your life? Someone who just annoys others without ever lifting a finger?
Blah, 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 blah. What is it? Finally notice your own stupidity?
You...
Want to apologise? Ha! Loser.
That was a waste. I think there's a coin stuck in the door. Can't open it anymore.
Did you stick a coin in there?
No?
I hate it when the doors get blocked.
A huge keyring. No, that won't. He'd probably notice if I was to stand behind him and fumble with his belt. I'd love to know what's on the upper floors, but a magical... Absolutely not! He pounded the other kobold to mush. I don't want anything bad to happen to my little wing friend. No, that won't work. Keyring is tied to his belt. He'd probably notice if I was to...
Bloody students.
Is he working for the school? Excuse me, Headmaster Block.
Yes?
I met the caretaker. Troll.
I know what you want to say. I'm not enthusiastic about it myself. Trolls are sullen, slow, and rude. But what can I do? They have a stranglehold on the janitorial market. We must live with it. Still, we were able to negotiate a good contract.
What do you mean?
Paragraph 1, Section 1. The troll is not allowed to speak with any school employee or student unless explicitly requested.
Why do so many of the notes on your desk have a small hole in the middle?
That's airmail. You spike the message on the beak of a homing pigeon. Not an optimal method. First, one obviously has a hole in the paper, and secondly, the pigeons are constantly flying into cliffs.
I think there's a simpler solution.
And that would be?
You could simply write the letters directly onto the pigeons themselves. As long as the pigeons are white and the ink black, the text should be clearly visible.
Not a bad idea at all. But it would make the archiving more difficult.
Records seem to be very important to you.
Order is very important. Records are a tool to that end.
I have a loose-leaf binder for spells.
Commendable. Maybe you can do something with this, then. There is no room for a spell in my files. Archive it, Mr. Weathervane.
Gladly. So, I'll get back to work then.
Be my guest.
A spell. Someone has written a note in the margin. Headmaster Pinkerton, this spell is currently circulating throughout the school. It opens tabs, knots, loops, and the like. By now, there is hardly a student or teacher in this school who still has their pants around their waists and not their ankles. We need to stop this immediately. It seems magic isn't always limited to serious things. Oh, hello. The door's... Omnia nunc aperero. Ha ha, he didn't twig. Got them. Isn't it strange? Caretakers always have a master key on the biggest bunch of keys you've ever seen. Maybe I can find something in the roll book about this Allardyce mentioned in the note on the apparatus. Here. Despite repeated warnings, young Allardyce continued his experiments on his fire maker. To my great regret, I must say that the device works. He demonstrated it to the staff. we had to have him committed to the asylum in Arkhamstone because of his delusions and insubordination. A wizard who invents a fire maker and then committed to an insane asylum by other wizards. I guess they didn't understand his new kind of magic back in their time, or they figured their monopoly was in danger. For a long time, wizards were the only ones allowed to make fire. According to the register, this is supposed to be a fire maker. Nowadays, we just buy matches. But in Allardyce's time, I guess mages still play hardball defending their firelighting monopoly. Maybe the fire maker used to work once. It certainly doesn't right now. According to the register, this is supposed to... But in I'm gonna hold my nose. That gas smells like, well, you know, gas. Luckily, that stinky cloud of gas is short-lived and quickly vanishes. Got it. He could even be one of the few beings in the world not bothered by the smell. He might even like it. So I think I'll just drop the idea. Not only that, but a few flaps and they're out of the danger zone, and I'll have a smelly school. I have a full load of stinky gas in... He could even be... Maybe I could use it to neutralize him. But as soon as he woke up, I'd be out of a job. And the council leader would have a new campaign issue. The little fella would certainly provide a good distraction. But right now, I have no reason to distract the old block in the mud. At the moment, I have no questions. Better if old Block, he would ask how I came. One of these keys has got to fit. There we go.
What are those noises, Professor Weathervane?
I was just removing an ugly stain from our display case. Our school's achievements should be there for all the world to see as a shining example.
Well said.
I hope no one notices the broom is missing. I'll put it back when the job's done. I'll put it... Back when people still played on flying brooms, they had footrests on the left and right. But ever since people started carrying brooms around again, they've gone back to being standard. Right then, sleeves rolled up, a song on the lips, and up we go. Who am I trying to fool? The dirt is rock hard and impossible to shift, and the broom's too big for me, and the hole's huge, and I hate cleaning. It'd take me hours to get this done. There must be a better way. The broom itself works. Let's see. Why work when you can do magic? Maybe I'll find another entry on Allardyce. Yes, here, a bit earlier. Oh, today I made a disturbing discovery. Young Allardyce, very gifted but also nonconformist, was making drawings of an apparatus. This apparatus could start a fire without magic. Of course, I took the paper away from him and showed it to the headmaster. He ordered 2 weeks of detention in the dungeon and added the drawing to the offender's file. A talented mage invents a fire maker and is locked up for it. The machine remains on display as a warning. Pretty steep, but it fits with the stories about mages in earlier times. They were the only ones allowed to start fires. It was against the law for normal people. If the fire in a house went out, they had to call a mage, and of course, he charged for his work. They used to say, the faster the coin falls through the slot, the faster the wand makes the stove grow hot. Nowadays, everyone makes their own fire. Young Allardyce's fire-making plans could still be in his file. Someone should send him to his family and apologise. Still missing a few pages, but if I'm lucky, I'll find them all and can save a book. At the moment, I have no questions. I could sew the pages into a quire later, but I still haven't found all of them. I wonder if Friedlin still likes pet food. I should buy a new package and see. He's already done with the floor. At least, I'd call it clean enough. If it were any more clean, it would just point out how dirty everything else is. Okay, Broom, you can stop. Broom, that's it. Hey, stop! Stop, I said! Oh, I may have a little problem. There has to be a way. By the powers of magic manifested in me, I command you, stop! Please? Nothing. Maximus Dominum Brumus Prohibere! Brumanus eon domus comicus victorus! Nothing. Maybe I'd have more Birds a fly and toads a leap. I should have known. But don't you get... Can I use it to make him work faster? Probably. But I don't think I should do it. Using magic to compel living creatures to do something again. Oh, hello. As you can see, I've swept the hall. Maybe you could collect the cleaning supplies.
You didn't sweep the hall. The broom did. You want to steal the credit, huh?
No, but...
The broom and I sweep everything here, and you want to reap the reward.
I have to go. Excuse me, Headmaster Block.
Yes?
About those tasks.
Yes?
I have some good news from the entrance hall. The fight against the dirt has been won.
Very well.
However, what is your position on enchanted items?
As long as they function properly and can be controlled, no problem.
Then, there's one more little thing I still have to do. The cobwebs in the hall are a long way up.
And?
You may not have noticed, but I'm a rather average-sized gnome.
That is no excuse. Get to work.
Can't one or two of the kobolds just stay here in the school? After all, they are magical creatures, and students could examine them and take them for walks.
Rioting kobolds in my school? I'll have none of it. They have to go.
Shame that. I haven't had any luck finding the library yet.
I hope you're not relying on luck in your endeavors. What is your strategy for looking for the room?
I... search? So,
Be
Allardyce, Albert. He seems to be an excellent student. But there are many entries about improper interjections and questions. And what's this? Burnison, troll. Burnison of High Wind Lake managed to collapse the south... Marco intentionally uses words like and because he believes it would be too embarrassing to write them down here. Peter, troll. The Hunters Guild has up. It seems the grumpy troll snoring and farting is scaring off. A fire maker is an amazing piece of engineering. You fill it with flammable gas, which is then ignited using complicated technology. Right then, if this gas isn't flammable, then I just don't know. Done! The machine is refueled. Here we go. Eureka! Who am I talking to? There's no one here. Ah, the gas burns with a nice steady flame. And because it burns, it no longer smells. And because it... I'm not burning it. They're very valuable. Sometimes my water... The moment I'm not. They're very. Isn't it? Use the fire maker to destroy. Archmage. I don't think that will burn. This little guy is trying to get out of the pencil case. He seems to be pretty annoyed. Maybe better if I'm not the first thing he sees when the pencil case opens. Sorry. kobold seems pretty adventurous. He was the first to slip out of the classroom and now he's just buzzing around. And bye! That's it! I locked him out! One of the dots is circled in black ink. Seastone, Mage School, Staff Room, that's this fireplace. A few lines lead away from the... Oh, there seems to be two other fireplaces here in the building itself. Seastone, Mage School, Astronomicon, and, hey, Seastone, Mage School, Library. If this fireplace is connected to the library fireplace, I might be able to use it to get in there. The fireplace here in the staff room is connected to the fireplace in the missing library. The library is represented by the symbols owl, worm and rat. I need fire, fireplace travel powder and a little luck. This could be my way into the library. Excuse me, Headmaster Block.
Yes? Yes?
All kobolds have been driven off.
Good job, then.
For,
Some joker must have summoned them. Or the Archmage. Luckily, I was able to contain...
well...
Certainly. But who...
About the fireplace map over there.
Yes?
It shows several fireplaces in the school.
Of course. Large and important buildings can have more than just one access to the fireplace travel network.
One of them seems to be in the missing library.
Good thinking, Weathervane. Get to the bottom of it.
I'm already on it. But even if the fireplace was still reachable, don't you need a special magic powder to use the network?
True. You need some extremely rare and valuable fireplace travel powder. Only high-ranking civil servants receive small amounts of it.
Thank you.
Weathervane, aren't you listening? Only high-ranking civil servants get some for personal use.
But I thought I was supposed to find the missing library.
Of course, but without wasting my fireplace travel powder, thank you very much.
I don't know how to get into the missing library without your fireplace travel powder.
That's your problem. I assign tasks, you complete them. Or at least try.
What I wanted to... So,
You...
at the moment I have no questions. There's enough fireplace travel powder in the jar to take me to the library 100 times. But can I get some without the headmaster noticing? Haha, time for a little distraction. Hopefully this'll get Blocky's attention.
So that would be the next... Go away! Did you see that, Weathervane? The insolence! Unbelievable! The things one must put up with here.
Appalling, headmaster. I should start a fire first.
I hope that is not school...
Yes, but
So?
I thought work would go better if it was...
Coziness is hardly suited to increasing the teaching staff's effectiveness. Get to work. I hope that is not... No.
Well...
Is it... I hope...
Yeah.
So?
Currently there's a...
It paid...
If we want to convince majors to work here...
Enough with the joke. I hope...
It just...
From the...
Yes.
You
I thought to myself, why throw away the boards and waste expensive firewood? Why unnecessarily burden school finances?
Good thinking, Professor Weathervane. Carry on.
Wowzers! Even outside the classroom this job is more complicated than I first thought. That won't help with no fire. I don't think that will burn well, at least not as well as paper. Yes, I could get the fire to the staff room fireplace using the paper, but I should have a prepared fireplace waiting for me when I get there. That's a good start. However, I can't light the wood directly. I mean, it's dry, but not dry enough to burn easily. No! But... I could probably lose 1 or 2 sheets from my loose leaf binder. Paper, wood...
You... Or were there some gaps in your education about...
No, everything... Crap! I'll tear a sheet from the notepad into strips. They should do to get the fire to the fireplace. Let's give it a try. Now, hurry! Done. Now come on, burn.
Did you say something, Professor Weathervane?
I'm just about to summon fire with my magic skills. Oh, fire, come here.
Careful, Professor. Don't burn the whole tower down around you.
Sorry. The result was great, but how did I summon fire when all I did was wave my wand about? I don't like that. The fire's large enough without the bellows. Well, this should be interesting. The flames have turned green and the fire is suddenly cool. I guess it worked. It's not a normal fire anymore. It's cool and can take me anywhere on the Fireplace Travel Network. I guess I just have to think of the symbols that are painted on the plan next to the library fireplace. Owl, worm, and rat. Owl, worm, and rat. Wow! Wherever the missing library is, I'm inside it now. Huh? Hello?
What is it? What does it want here?
My name is Wilbur Weathervane. Who is speaking?
It's scary. It should not be here.
What the?
It's trying to break loose. Help!
It has awakened. What does it want?
Who are you?
We are books, so,
Yes, books. That is the word.
And you're alive?
That is none of your business.
What happened? I found the library and I heard noises. I guess that was probably you.
the book is more powerful than the thingy.
What's it called again?
You know, for writing.
Right. The book is mightier than the thingy.
Okay, sure. Would you mind letting me get up? It's pretty uncomfortable here.
Haha, never.
But at some point you'll have to let me get up.
Is that possible?
What?
That we, sooner or later, have to let him get up?
No idea.
The answer to your question is,
Okay. Okay, I'll just lie here for now.
Ha! Exactly. Like,
So, the missing library's your home?
It, isn't missing.
It was here the whole time.
Well, for the rest of us out there, it wasn't there.
Out there?
You know, in the school.
Shoe? You know anything about them?
You wear them on your feet.
So you mean your feet thought the thing here had disappeared?
I'm not being funny, but you seem to be pretty confused to me.
Confused? Ha! We are, we're books. We know everything.
All right then. So come on, tell me. What type of books are you?
Well, me? Well, I'm a big, philosophy book. And my comrade here is, Thingy.
I am you write words in it and explain them.
Hey, yeah, a written word explanation book.
There's something pretty weird here. How about we try and figure out what's going on here? What do you reckon?
You can't trust it. We don't know what it is.
It is not a book.
I say we throw it out the window so that it leaves us scattered to the four winds.
I think you're right. It has its own thoughts, and that is not a good thing. I think.
Well, I think you're getting a little bit carried away with yourselves.
Careful!
It's tearing itself loose.
It's coming right for us.
What a monster!
Look, you, I won't hurt you, but something really weird is going on here, and I am not going to let you throw me out the window.
Make it go away. We don't like it.
We know it not. It scares us.
Nasty hobbit!
I wonder if the books were always alive, or were they brought to life because of this place? And shouldn't books be terribly wise creatures? Why are the ones here so simple-minded? That's strange. The writing is very pale and fuzzy. It's almost as if... I have to get used to these living books. This wall, this arch, it looks like a door belongs here, but there's only a wall. It's almost as if this room was hiding from the world. Or was it forgotten? This wall... The books have all retreated to the shelves. I don't know which ones attacked me. Listen, I won't hurt you. I've been looking for you. You and the library should come back to the school.
Make it go away.
It scares us.
But I won't hurt you. How can I prove that?
Go away. Go away.
Empty. Everything that might once have been in there seems to be spread across the desk. Not sure this desk was meant for students. It might have belonged to the librarian. Looking at the tools, a large part of the work must have been the care and repair of books. Oh, this book is in worse than poor condition. The glue has given up the ghost and now several pages are missing. Here's one of the pages. I'll take it with me. If I could repair the book, that might convince the other books that I mean them no harm. I would have to sew the missing pages together and then glue them to the book spine.
Dum-de-doodle-oo.
Huh? Do you know anything about book repair?
I know everything.
You have to sew the pages together, right? A few at a time.
Correct. The so-called quires.
And these quires are then glued to the book?
Correct. For which you need wheat starch paste.
I don't have any of that.
Alternatively, alchemically manufactured adhesives or some natural products, such as troll snot, can be used.
Troll snot?
Correct. Troll snot forms the basis of many industrial adhesives.
Thank you for this valuable and somewhat disgusting information. Cheers. If I would have... Jelly glowfish usually only survive a few years if nobody looks after them. Perhaps the books fed them so they wouldn't have to live here in total darkness. Wouldn't that be terrible? To be locked in a library and not have enough... That's the 6th sheet. I think there's only one missing now. If I could, I would have to... I need wood for a fireplace, and instead of burning books or a shelf, I'd rather have something that no one seems to use. A note. This is a spell. I think it's even... Yes! The fire spell! The most important spell of all to a mage! I finally have it! If it weren't so scary here, the library could be a really nice place. I think it once was. You don't see doilies anywhere else in the school. I think the library goes even further up there. One can hardly see anything because it's so dark, and I don't see a ladder or a stairway that would lead up there. If the librarian wasn't some sort of monkey, I mean an ape, I don't know how he'd get up there. I thought there weren't very many books in it, depending on what... Did you make the library disappear? Maybe we can help each other.
It wants to wash us.
No, talking isn't helping here. I just have to prove to them I'm their friend. A finely crafted white doily. Useless, but pretty. It would be better if the headmaster never finds out about this. Ignifaxius ignisfero. I'm slowly getting the hang of this.
What did it do?
It summoned the Red Devourer.
That was the last of the fireplace travel powder, but I think it was enough. Look here, isn't it pretty?
Ugly.
That's not true. Got it from my grandmother. It's an heirloom, and wow, it means a lot to me.
Thank you for showing it to me.
Ha ha! I tricked you. I wanted your snot in the cloth.
Oh, wow. You're so great. Snort. Nutjob.
Ew! The doily is soaked with viscous, greeny, browny, slimy troll snot. I think there's a few lumps in it too. I can well imagine that this stuff makes an excellent glue. It sure has the right consistency anyway. Excuse me, Headmaster Block.
Yes. Yeah.
I was in the library.
Really?
Well, it's...
Unfortunately, the library is a room like every other room in this... Through.
But...
I do not... And then I...
That note you have there, it looks like a page from a book.
Yes, indeed. It's an incomplete travelogue. The traveler, apparently a researcher, speaks of a country called Laputa. The arts, sciences, languages, and crafts are revolutionary. Very exciting concepts, but unfortunately, the book is incomplete.
If you give me the page, I might be able to find the rest of the book for you.
Thank you. I'd like the whole story. I'm sure the tale will end well and will serve as a role model for us. Here, take it.
Ta! So,
You do that.
all right, now I'll sew the 7 together. Done! A beautiful new choir for a book. Better to use the glue with the spine. Otherwise, I'd make a gross, sticky mess. All right, I'll smear a little troll snot along the spine. Ugh. And then I'll carefully glue the choir in. Done! As good as new. I attempted to rise, but was not able to stir. For, as I happened to lie on my back, I found my arms and legs were strongly fastened on each side to the ground. The same was the case with my very long and thick hair. I likewise felt several slender ligatures across my body, from my armpits to my thighs. I could only look upwards. The sun began to grow hot, and the light offended my eyes.
You can read me?
Well, of course. You are actually one of my favorite books.
Read on.
You mean you can?
Books cannot read. We have to be read. When no one reads us, our stories fade and we forget who we are.
Oh, that is so sad. I would love to help you all, but I've so much to do and I can't possibly read you all.
Reading books is ancient magic. You can travel to foreign places, the past and the future.
What does that mean?
There's always time for a good book.
Well, okay then. Who wants to go first?
Me, pick me.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. That was great! I'm going to repeat that as soon as possible. Well, how did I do? And how long was I gone?
Not long enough.
Even if I could justify burning school property, how would I get rid of the ashes? Theoretically that could work, but in reality I'd probably burn the whole place down. Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah.
The library's back, and
Understood.
that was a job.
Do you want praise every...
Yes, please.
No.
So. The moment I have no questions. Master Marcus told I just wish I... A few of the crate hands off. Or not. At first I didn't, but Master... I want... Hopefully... My whole family stayed in the White Ridge Mountains. Why, little Sydney can walk. Meggie doesn't build battle robots anymore since the war is over. It wasn't easy to... Mum's... That's when I found out every time he tried... Absolutely not! The moment I... There has to be a way. Birds are flying. I should have known. Mac. By the. But don't you get too. Wow! It looks like this library has finally returned to life. What is this? Laws of Aventasia. Hello? Are you alive? You're not going to bite my finger off if I open you, right? In Bracken, men are forbidden by law from giving their wives a nasty look on Sundays. In Belzane, women are forbidden to wear fake moustaches if said wearing could incite temple visitors to laughter. Strange laws. What else have our legislators come up with? In Shindula, men and women... Oh, come on. No one... In Seastone, public employees under 1.5 meters in height are not allowed to work at heights of more than 3 meters. I take it all back. This book is coming with me. A great team. I didn't read all of the books. Once I got started, many of the books remembered their texts. It was as if they were awakening from a long sleep. I only had to read a few sentences, and they were able to remember who they were again. The text came back, black as coal and crisp, and they began to quote from their contents. All at once. It was fantastic. Hello, friends.
He who from the world retires, void of hate is blessed.
Wilbur, friend of books, has returned. Hail to our king!
Come on, I didn't do that much.
It is a kingly act to assist the fallen.
You seem to all be doing well again.
We have so many stories to tell, so much knowledge to share.
Tomorrow, I'll bring my students here. They could use a few good books.
And we could use them.
At last, the door to the library's reappeared. Things are going to get a lot livelier around here.
Oh, let's hope so. We don't want the library to be so ashamed of us that it hides again.
Is that why it disappeared?
Philosophy books that can't hold a thought. Dictionaries almost speechless. Travel books that have lost their way. We were not a collection one could be proud of.
You said earlier that you need the
He experienced books that are no longer read lose their power. They fade, they're forgotten. Our ideas and our knowledge.
Are all you books alive then?
No, even here there are books that cannot emanate magic. Some books stay dead, no matter how often you read them.
Oh, I had a math book in school once. It was just like that.
I can imagine.
I've got to go. Lots to do. Ta-ra.
Goodbye, Wilbur, and take time for a good book.
Whatever. Oh, what happened to these books?
A sad story. Their fate was sealed by the leaky roof.
Well, maybe I can fix them.
It's too late for that.
Correct. That's why we should help them before they're destroyed.
Oh, no, not this again.
We've already been through all this. The book friend hasn't got time for silliness.
Time is irrelevant.
You are irrelevant.
The books are ruined, and there's nothing we can do to change that.
Oh, the books are right. Even the best bookbinder couldn't save anything here. And you?
From Sir.
Aha! A suitable... Tell me, how did the apprentice get rid of the enchanted broom in the book again?
Back now, broom, into the closet. Be thou as thou wert before, until I, the real master, call thee forth to serve once more.
Back now, broom, into the closet. Be thou... Hello?
Wilbur, I've been waiting for you for a long time.
You've been waiting for me?
Of course, for many years, since way back then.
But I don't think I've ever seen you before.
You didn't.
Of course you have. Many years in the past. It just hasn't happened yet.
Who are you?
Call me Emmett. Emmett, the Book of Time Travel.
Alternatively, Emmett the Scatterbrain.
I know everything there is to know about time travel.
Captain Nate travelled back in time. He had an amulet from the Archmage.
But our bewildered friend here thinks you can just zip around the time stream without the use of any magic at all.
Just into the past. The future isn't written yet. Have you never heard of the word paradox, eh?
If it were possible, we could save those poor books from being soaked through. And how exactly does this all work? Time travel without magic, I mean.
Why, how all journeys with books work. You read about a time, imagine it, and then, great Scott, you're there.
Hey presto, tra-la-la. It's that simple.
Precisely. If it didn't work, I wouldn't be telling you about it.
It can't hurt to try. Send me to the past.
Are you absolutely certain? The past is a strange place.
Tell me about it.
Well, listen. And the world was the same, and yet different.
What is this? The books are still rotten. I mean, already rotten. I haven't gone back far enough. No sign of whoever was supposed to repair the roof. The water is just going to drip through. Not that it'd make any... Apart from everything looking so strange, just a few more books and a little less dust, that's all. Apart from just a few more... There's no trace of the... There's a few broadhead nails. Maybe for nailing books with wooden covers. I'll take a few. Hello? Can you still talk?
What do you mean, still?
We've always been able to speak. We are living books. And you are?
Wilbur! From the future?
Naturally.
Tell me, why does everything suddenly look so strange in here?
Strange? What do you mean, strange?
It's never looked any different.
But it did. In my time, it was all much sharper and somehow more detailed.
Oh, so things look sharper in the future.
Yes, it feels a little harder to move about, too.
Have you suffered a knock to the head recently, my young friend? Perhaps you should consult a medicus.
Those books in the corner there, how long have they been like that?
A tragic story. A few years ago, somebody was supposed to repair a hole in the roof, but they forgot.
That's why I'm here. I just don't think I've travelled back far enough.
You don't say.
A book about time travel sent me here. Where is it?
He never shut his flap about his crazy theories, so we took care of it.
I'm just gonna take a little look around here.
Please yourself.
Burying a book underneath its peers. How could you? What the others did to you wasn't very nice.
Books are very stubborn. Once you've written something in them, it's very difficult to change their mind.
It actually worked! I'm really here!
That can't be
time travel.
Great Scott! It worked! I always knew it would!
Send me a few more years into the past. Please.
How do I do that?
Well, you tell me about the past, and I imagine exactly what it was like.
I see. All right, then. A few years ago, things were very different around here.
What's this? Dear Wilbur. Hey, a message from the time travel book. Shortly after you travelled back to your time, I left the library. There is a lot out there to discover. Time travel must be possible, even without magic and outside of a magical library. Don't you agree? I want to thank you for everything, book friend, for saving those curmudgeonly old books. Above all, for giving me a topic, nay, even more, a passion. Take this gift as thanks. May it always keep your clever head dry. Wow! What a stylish hat! The paper hat of the book friend. I hope no books were harmed in the making of it. Old but not rotten. They don't know that they would have rotted.
Back now, broom, into the closet. Be thou as thou wert before. Oi! I said into the closet. Ah, well, at least that nightmare is over and the entrance hall is swept. Now I can go see Headmaster Block. It seems to be back to normal. The entrance is swept, the cobbles are gone, and the library is back. I have to show you something here about those cobwebs.
Wilbur, what do you want now?
I just want to say I've completed all the tasks.
You have? As was to be expected. There are a few other things. The other floors have yet to be cleared of rubble. And there are holes in the roof. Also, we have a problem with giant spiders in the basement. In addition, take care of the banquet for tomorrow.
Headmaster Block?
Shoo! I want to call it a day.
But it's impossible for me to finish by tomorrow.
Impossible? Impossible? I thought nothing was impossible for Mr. Gnome.
You and the council leader, you two will never get away with this.
All floors, the roof, the basement, and the food before tomorrow morning. You come up with a way to get it done.
What do you say to that? That's unfair. Nobody could do all these tasks alone. I don't even need to try. I'd best go into town and talk to Remy in the inn. Maybe he'll know what to do. Something's weird here. No one could finish all those tasks by tomorrow.
Doodaloo, doodaloo.
Huh?
Dum-de-doodaloo.
Yes?
That is not correct.
What do you mean?
The tasks could be completed.
Yeah, by any real mage professor.
No, most mages do not enjoy physical work at all. They let others do the work.
But I don't have the gold to pay an army of craftsmen.
For centuries, mages have relied on golems for help. They are strong, work without breaks, and need no pay.
Ah, that sounds interesting. But I think I'm going to talk to Remy at the inn first.
Lock the door.
Very well, Headmaster Block.
And then, whoosh! I shot back up to the flying island on the carpet. But everything was, I don't know, girlified. And then suddenly Critter clobbered me over the head.
Are you sure that's how it all happened?
Yes! Or, no! The part with the transformation was later. But I was knocked out, wasn't I? My memories are fragmentary, blurred. Wait! Everything was blurred! And then I said to myself, why don't you go and visit your old friend the Red Pirate?
Oh, it was my favorite. And it doesn't change a thing for our friend over there and to bring you here in chains.
No bounty hunter can catch me. Zazzy couldn't, and him over there either.
Yeah, and you were nicely tied up when you arrived.
Yeah, well, that was just a momentary lapse of concentration.
I've been after you since you stole the Mary. And that little demon caught you within a couple of days. Good man.
I didn't steal the Mary. And he didn't capture me. I'm not really here. You've got even more pretty things here than before, back then.
My magical artifacts are my
children.
Treasures. They're very valuable.
Where have all the guards got to? Shouldn't all this here be guarded?
Bah! What about the artifact of divine fate? I don't have that yet, and I want it.
Ivo and the Archmage have hidden the artifact. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, you know. 'Cause if you don't, I could have you thrown off the island straight away.
I'm all right then. I know. I'll tell you if you let me go with 4 chests of gold.
I've got a better idea. I let you live. Let's say I grant you a quick death if you tell me where it is.
If that's your bestest offer, it's time for a quick getaway. I also hit little people with glasses on, with pleasure. All right then, if that's how you want it. Take that, and that. Ha! Had enough?
Oh, what fun. You'll last some action round here.
I'll take him outside and stick his head in some cold water. Perhaps he'll start thinking straight again, within the bounds of his capabilities.
That's a good idea. And once we're sober, we can get drunk again.
Leave me. I can manage.
What are you doing? You were only supposed to pretend you were drinking. The Red Pirate was supposed to fall asleep. We'd overpower the guards, grab the lamp, and beat it. That was the plan.
Plan, man. I needed that. But anyway, haven't you noticed? It's as if the whole island has died out. Not a single soul here. Apart from the Red Pirate. And his screws are getting looser by the day.
And his tasting art leaves something to be desired.
There you are! Come, Critter! We're getting out of here. There's something seriously wrong with this place. To the Mary! Ow.
Orfut quello!